Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on the channel. You currently join me on approach to Birmingham New Street station, and today is the start of my 5-day train spotting trip to Newcastle and Scotland. To get there, I will be riding on board the controversial CrossCountry Class 220/221 Voyager trains, which are my second favourite trains after the Class 390 Pendolinos. I think they are good trains, but more about that later in the video. They're disliked by the public, mostly because of their overcrowding problems on some of the busiest train routes in the UK that they operate, as well as some other issues. Let's get into Birmingham New Street, hop on board and head up to Newcastle and see what riding on a cross-country Voyager is really like. Enjoy the video, guys.
Speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 6101.
Okay everyone, welcome to Birmingham New Street, and as you can see there is a Class 221 Voyager in front of me. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my 2 train spotting videos from here that I filmed in February. They're really good, they have loads of variety of trains and there's some of my favourite videos that you guys will love. Before we hop on, let me tell you guys the very basic history of the Voyager trains. They were ordered in 2001 for Virgin Trains West Coast for operation on the West Coast Main Line, so that's like London Euston to Birmingham New Street, Glasgow Central, Edinburgh and Manchester Piccadilly, etc., as well as for Virgin Cross Country. The Class 220s are 4 carriages long, the Class 221s are 5 carriages long, and they can also operate in pairs. The Virgin Cross Country franchise was handed over to the Arrivia Group in 2007, which since then have operated the cross country routes. The trains were used with Virgin Trains West Coast up until December 2019, when then Avanti West Coast took over the West Coast Main Line from then. Avanti used them for about 5 years and even refurbished them with new interior and a new livery, although the Avanti Voyagers were then withdrawn from operations with Avanti in December 2024 due to the arrival of the new Class 805 and 807 Avero trains. Here is my cross-country Voyager that will be taking me up to Newcastle today, 220-024, a 4-carriage one. I will be in Coach C for the journey. I apologise in advance for not getting footage of getting on the train and heading to my seat, as the train was very busy and people were standing in the aisle. We shortly then depart Birmingham New Street, and the next stop on this train will be Derby in about half an hour. Coming out of the tunnel outside New Street Station, we get a nice view of Birmingham city centre, and we can also see some of the works being done for the new Curzon Street station for HS2. Shortly after leaving the city of Birmingham, we speed through Tamworth, Staffordshire. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my train spotting video from here. 28 minutes after departure from New Street, we arrive into the first stop of my journey, Derby. Derby is on the Midland Main Line and sees services from East Midlands Railway and Cross Country. As you guys know, the greatest gathering event to celebrate 200 years of railways last August was held here at Litchchurch Lane Works, and I went to it. Did you guys go to it? Let me know in the comments below. After a few minutes, we leave Derby, and our Class 220 Voyager will continue to head up the Midland Main Line to Sheffield, which is our next stop. Alright, so now let's talk about the overcrowding problems on cross country. The most basic thing to say is that these Voyager trains are used on the busiest and most high demanded routes in the UK, so loads of people will naturally be using these services. Here are some of the busiest routes they operate on screen now. I guess the interiors on the normal Voyager trains, not the ex Avanti ones, are outdated because these date back to 2001 when these trains were operated by Virgin Trains West Coast and Virgin Cross Country. Often on cross-country services, people are standing in the aisle or sitting down in the doorways because the train is full. I have nothing bad to say about cross-country as an operator, their trains, their staff or anything like that, but the one thing they should do is to add more carriages onto their busy trains. They should be using pairs of Voyager trains to make 8 to 10 carriage formations, so then people can be spread out more and overcrowding can be reduced. After a fast run between Derby and Sheffield, the train was held up for a bit outside Sheffield station because of a red signal. Our second stop on the journey up to Newcastle is Sheffield. Sheffield is in South Yorkshire and is 29 miles south of Leeds and 32 miles east of Manchester. Sheffield Station is the northern terminus of the Midland Main Line and sees services from East Midlands Railway, Cross Country and Northern. We depart Sheffield and the next stop will be Doncaster. Today, our train will not be stopping at Wakefield, Westgate or Leeds. Usually only cross-country services to Plymouth, Penzance and Scotland stop there, whilst trains terminating at Newcastle will take the Doncaster route. From Doncaster all the way up to Newcastle, we will be on the East Coast Main Line. It's a rather short run from Sheffield through to Doncaster, with 22 miles separating the two cities. Doncaster is a busy station, seeing services from LNER, Northern, East Midlands Railway and Cross Country. Doncaster is also a big junction station with loads of different lines, local ones and intercity ones, and I would love to come here for train spotting one day. We soon leave Doncaster, and we now have a good long run until the next stop, which will be York. In between Doncaster and York, the Transpennine route from Leeds joins up with the East Coast Main Line. Cross-country trains that call at Wakefield and Leeds will be joining up here, as well as Transpennine Express services from Liverpool, Manchester, Huddersfield and Leeds will also join up here, heading to places like Hull, Redcar and Newcastle. After about 25 minutes, we are now on approach to York. As all railway fans know, York is an iconic city for the railways, being home to the National Railway Museum, home to a Network Rail Operations Centre which you just saw, and its Grand Station being halfway between London King's Cross and Edinburgh along the East Coast Main Line, and also being a big interchange hub station for many routes and operators.
Good afternoon, this is the 12:25 CrossCountry service to Newcastle, calling at Darlington, Durham and Newcastle. Next stop will be Darlington in a little over 25 minutes.
After leaving York, there are only 2 more stops before Newcastle, being Darlington and Durham. Like I said earlier in the video, these Virgin train seats on board the normal cross-country Voyagers are old, but let's take a look and see how they are. The headrest of the seat is soft and well padded. Same with the bottom of the seat as well. I've moved to the right hand side of the train and there is a nice table which is handy. Unfortunately, someone left the empty cup and tissues. And finally, legroom is pretty good. Overall, pretty good for quite an old interior. Cross Country do offer food and drink on board. On some of the trains, a part of a carriage has a small buffet area where you can buy food and drink yourself, and on some other services there are trolley services. I went for a Coke and some ready salted crisps.
Next stop in a few moments will be Darlington.
The next stop is Darlington, being 55 miles north of York. Darlington is known as the birthplace of the railways, with the first ever railway being the Stockton and Darlington Railway opening in 1825. Upon departure from Darlington, the next stop, Durham, is 21 miles away, and my final destination, Newcastle, is 37 miles away. The penultimate stop on mine and this train's journey is Durham, and as you come into the station, you get a great view of the city and you can see Durham Cathedral. I do apologise for the annoying reflection on screen coming into Durham. Leaving Durham, this train will call at Newcastle only.
Guys, what's a mocha?
In between Durham and Newcastle, the train gets up to a bit of speed and we pass through the town of Chester Street, being 6 miles north of Durham and 9 miles south of Newcastle. About 3 hours after leaving Birmingham New Street as we cross over the River Tyne and I'm on final approach to Newcastle Central Station. The bridges in view are the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge, which is the blue one, carrying the Tyne and Wear Metro, the High Level Bridge, the Swing Bridge, the Tyne Bridge and the Gateshead Millennium Bridge. Honestly, this is a view that will never ever get old. Anyway, as I am now in Newcastle, I would like to thank you all for coming along with me on this journey with cross country today. It's been alright. I'm staying in Newcastle for a few days to do train spotting, videos coming soon, as well as to explore this beautiful city. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more of the highest quality train spotting videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.
Skateboard or rollerblade within the station